I prefer to just go by PL. 20. He him.
Okay, and what do you disagree with on the board?
Uh, I'd probably say all of it.
Okay, why are you not pro-choice?
Uh, what do you mean?
Well, pro-choice
Why
is
am
one
I?
of the things on the board, and you said that you disagree with all of them. So why are you not pro-choice?
Because that's unaliving an innocent child.
Okay, most abortions are done roughly around kind of 12 to 16 weeks, which is well before the state of sentience. If it's not a sentient creature, then I don't care.
But it's
In
a
the same way
child.
as I don't care if someone cuts down a tree. It's not sentient, I don't care about it.
Yeah, but it's still a child. It's a human.
Well, it's a fetus that's going to be a human, but it's not really not really a person yet. It's not a...
Do you know what fetus means?
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you tell me?
It means little human being.
So, no, it doesn't. It means offspring. Because it's
Look it
not
up.
just... yeah, I already have looked it up, and I already know what the definition of fetus is, and it is an offspring. So you can say that it is... so, I mean, you can say that there is a cat fetus, or there is a zebra fetus, or there is a dolphin fetus, which Charlie Kirk famously didn't know the fucking difference between. So, I mean, there is, like, you have a fetus for almost every single species that's on the planet. It's not inherently linked to humans. So, do you want to try again?
Well, I'm not gonna try anything again because I know what the meaning is.
Right. Definition of fetus. Do you have a preferred dictionary?
So preferred. Yeah, I have a definition right here.
Do you
Unborn human baby.
do you have a preferred dictionary?
To be honest, the only one that I can think of is the Oxford one.
Wonderful. So I have the definition of it right here, and it is from Oxford Languages. An offspring of a human or other mammal in the stages of prenatal development that follow the embryo stage and then in parentheses it is in humans taking at the beginning 8 weeks after conception. So the second word in that definition from Oxford, which you told me that you were okay with and that was your preferred dictionary.
No, I said that was the only one that I know of.
Right. So when it said that it was an offspring of humans or other mammals, did you just forget that bit or what? Did you just have an oopsie daisy? You just kind of forgot it?
Ah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But what about the Cambridge Dictionary? It says a young human being before birth.
You see, now you're kind of pivoting and you're moving the goalposts a little bit because you told me that
Um,
Oxford was the one that you wanted to go with, so that I brought up that definition, and now you're pivoting to say, "Oh yeah, well, what
I'm
about
not
this one?"
pivoting. I'm just saying.
Either way, dictionaries are not prescriptive; they are descriptive. They just describe how a word should be used, but not how it ought be used. There is a massive difference.
No, because fetus, a young human being.
It's offspring of a human or an other or a different mammal.
Yeah, offspring. What is an offspring?
Are we actually caught up on this? What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I mean, bruv, you literally used the word human, so you just proved my point by saying human.
Human or other mammal? Are you fucking ill? Are you slow? I'm sorry, like, to be so fucking harsh, like, but genuinely, like, do you want me to get out? Do you want me to get out a piece of fucking paper and connect the fucking dots for you? Like what?
You just said the word human.
Or I swear
So
to
that
Christ,
means
I'm
it's
gonna have a
unaliving
fucking. I swear to Christ, I'm gonna have a fucking brain aneurysm. human or
Bro, why the fuck
other
do you even care? You
mammals,
don't.
or other mammals. So it's not inherent to fucking human beings. And aside from all of that, even if it did just say human, it's before the stage of sentience. So I don't care.
So, so when did you said that eight from weeks? What was it? 12 to 18? What was that? What you said?
It's the vast majority of abortions are done between 12 and 16 weeks. Like
Okay.
I think it's more than 90%. Might be 92, 93. But like, so it's the
Are you?
vast majority of them.
All right. All right. I'm not disputing that. In your opinion, you is it? Do you want pro-choice all 9 months?
Yeah. There are two forms of non-lethal abortions which should be done after 24 weeks, which is when sentience starts to appear.
What about at 8 months?
Like again, do you really need to invest in a pair of listening ears? Because like this is crazy. I'm fucking repeating myself 3 or 4 times. There are two forms of non-lethal abortions that can be done after 24 weeks. So you tell me whether you think that that it is my opinion on whether the one of the two non-lethal forms of abortion
Okay.
should be done at 8 months. You tell
No,
me
I
what
just
I think.
no. I was just asking if you think it should be pro-choice all 9 months.
And I answered that question now twice.
And why are you arguing for this law to be in America and not arguing for it to be? I'm assuming you're from England.
Well, it's close. I am Ireland, where we got our independence about a century ago. So just a little bit off on your
Oh,
history there.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know you were from Ireland.
Okay. The accent's a bit of a giveaway, but okay.
I could nah, sorry, my volume's a little down. I can't really hear that much. Wait, what part of Ireland?
This the south. It doesn't matter. Why are you not like okay, so do you think that after 24 weeks that a pregnant person should be able to do a non-lethal form of abortion?
Well, I don't think that there should be any forms of abortion that should be legal.
So even a non-lethal form of abortion, so where the baby lives at 24 weeks, you don't think that should be legal?
What? Wait, so uh,
A non-lethal form of an abortion, so the baby is taken out of the pregnant person and put in to an incubator
at
where it
24
will
weeks,
yes,
at that point, the baby.
where it will go from there right up to 9 months, then it'll be taken out of the incubator, and it's a good, healthy, happy fucking baby.
Yeah, but after 24 weeks of conception, I highly doubt a baby can be able to live
So
after
the
being pregnant.
the earliest that we've had is 21 weeks. That's the earliest that a baby has lived in an incubator up until full term. That's the earliest that we've had, and that's just so far.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Okay, so now that you do know that, I'll ask you again. After 24 weeks, if a woman wants to, should they be able to do a non-lethal form of abortion?
I would say probably. Well, how many times? Well, it's you said it's happened. There's the earliest occurrence was 21 weeks. You said,
Mm-hmm.
and is this a pretty common and new thing that's happening?
I mean, like, it's fairly. I mean, it's not just one example. If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah. I'm saying like, is this like because I've never heard of this before in my life. So is this like a pretty new thing?
Within the last, say, 5 years.
All right, yeah. So that's pretty fairly new. I would say I don't really know much about it to say whether it should be legal or illegal, but as long as the baby doesn't get harmed and the mother doesn't get harmed, I would say yeah.
Okay, so just assume everything that I have told you is true, because I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that you don't quite believe me. But just assume everything that I have said is true, and that if we do a non-lethal abortion at 24 weeks, that the baby will survive up until 9 months. It can be taken out of the incubator. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, as long as it's like proven that like if that were to happen, that the baby and the mother's life would be like not at risk, then yes.
Right. Okay. So, right. Well, fucking wonderful, because this just boils down to you not understanding how consent works. Because if you are okay with the pregnant person taking or having an non-lethal abortion, so. In that instance, that pregnant person is no longer consenting to staying pregnant. So you just have a total misunderstanding of how consent works. Because if you were to be forced to wait up until 24 weeks and go against the pregnant person's consent, then you just don't know how that works.
What do you mean? You asked me a question, I answered.
Okay, so. Do you believe that if a person has sex and they get pregnant, do you believe that consent to sex is consent to pregnancy?
I think like if two people are having sex like consensually, then those two people should know the possible outcomes of having sex.
Sure. So, but do you think that consent to sex is consent to pregnancy? It's a yes or no answer.
Yes.
Right. You don't know how consent works. I'm sorry.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do because I have a child, and
No, you don't.
I don't have a child.
That's wonderful for you. There are at least 5 people in my YouTube, and at least probably 20 people in my TikTok live that are women, and an awful lot of them I know to have children, and they would agree with me, not you. So I like, it's wonderful that you have a child, but that is completely and utterly irrelevant.
No, because so you're saying when I was so consent to me having sex with my girlfriend
is not consent to her getting and staying pregnant.
But what if we were doing it with the intent of her getting pregnant?
Well, that's absolutely wonderful for you, but if you weren't...
Is that still consent?
Yeah, well, yes. If you were intending to get pregnant, then yes, that is consent to getting pregnant, yes. But if you were having sex and did not consent to intending to get pregnant, then that is not consent to pregnancy.
I mean, I don't think it's like, well, it's up to, there's a lot of factors that play into pregnancy. Like how to get pregnant, like even if like if you're wearing protection, you could still get pregnant. Even if you're intending not to, you could still get pregnant. Is that the guy's fault? No.
Right. So if you are having sex and you are using protection, then clearly you are not consenting to getting pregnant. On
both parties, both parts.
If you are using protection, if you're using protection, then yeah.
Okay, but what about, like, there's so many times where people do it unintentionally of getting pregnant.
And?
That doesn't mean that it's not consensual. You know, women can't just decide to get pregnant or not.
Yeah, I know that, dude. But I'm just saying that if somebody has sex and they end up pregnant, that does not mean that simply because they consented to the sex that they consent to pregnancy. That is not the same things. No, they don't.
They consent to the possible outcomes that.
No, they don't.
That could happen.
No, they don't. Do you want me to explain?
Yes,
no, they don't.
No, they do. I don't need you to explain. I don't need you to explain. I already know. No, because I already know. Dude, you should know.
Dude, when I'm talking, you're not. Okay? So... why that is so ridiculous, right? If you're saying that if you consent to sex, that you are consenting to at least the possibility of pregnancy, that is the exact same as you saying if you get into a car and go for a drive, you are consenting to getting into a car crash, or at least the possibility of.
Yeah, yes, of course it's a possibility.
Right. Okay. So should the paramedics help you? if you do get into a car crash because you consented to the possibility. So do you think that they should help you? Because under your logic they shouldn't, and under mine they should.
No, under my logic, you're comparing abortion and sex with car accidents.
I'm going to explain this to you one more time. If
Okay.
you get into a car and you get into a car crash, right? Under your logic of if you have sex, then you are consenting to pregnancy, and then not only that, but you are also saying, but then you can't have an abortion afterwards. If that is your position, okay, what you are then saying is if you get into a car and you get into a car crash, when the paramedics show up, they shouldn't help you. Because you consented to it. It was a possibility. You knew it was a possibility that you might get into a car crash, and because they shouldn't have the right to an abortion, then they shouldn't have the right to the medical aftercare when it shows up. That's your position.
It's not my position. No, yeah,
It
yeah,
absolutely is your position.
yeah. I think that they should. Yeah, that's their job. They call it accidents for a reason. You think they do it on purpose? You think people get in car crashes on purpose?
Well, yeah, because because nobody in the history, of an 8 billion people on this planet, not one person was conceived accidentally. Really? What's the matter with you? When's the last time you went outside and actually spoke to a
I
human
didn't say
being
that.
face
Did
to
I say
face?
that?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I s-
You said that you said that if you get into a car crash, then it's an accident, and that's what the paramedics show up to help you in. That's exactly what you said. And before you say that you didn't, I have 36 people in this TikTok live.
Yeah,
and
36
more
people.
on-
That's sad.
More on YouTube. They will fact check
You want to get it out?
So don't fucking lie to me, dude. Don't even do it.
Why are you getting so mad?
Actually, you know what? Please say that that's not what you said, and watch them fact check you. Please.
Why are you getting so upset?
Because you're being fucking stupid. That's why.
But why are you getting so mad?
Because you're being stupid, and I'm forced to talk to a stupid person.
You seem very upset right now.
Because you're stupid.
That's not very nice.
It might not be nice, but it's true. The truth hurts.
Yeah,
You
the
can
truth
stop
hurts.
being. You can stop being stupid and admit that your logic is ridiculous. If you want to, if you want me to stop being fucking hurtful because your fifis are getting hurt, I mean, like that's fine. But I mean, like you can make me feel better then by like fucking admitting that your logic is ridiculous.
I don't think that. I think you're very mean to me.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna sleep terribly tonight now, just thinking about how mean I've been to you.
So mean.
Yeah.
There you go. Take a breath.
There anything else, or do you wanna move the fuck on?
Sure. You want to talk about MAGA is uneducated?
Sure, why not?
All right. What's your stance on that?
Do you really just ask me that question?
I mean, like, can you what do you call it? Like, can you explain your reasoning behind why you think that?
Because I think that they vote against their own best interests. I think that the class consciousness understanding of people who vote Republican is just simply just not there. They vote again, or they voted for a candidate who has lied to them repeatedly. He said that he was going to sort out the price of eggs and gas on day one. He said, quote, that he was going to do it so fast it'll make your head spin. My head remains unspun.
But you don't live in America, so you can't really like
Well, yeah, but
know
it
what's
would, yeah,
going
but
on.
yeah, but it'd still make my head spin if he did it on day one, considering it's completely external factors which are affecting the price of eggs. So I mean, you know, like that really would be something. Um, yeah, I mean, like, do you want more
I
examples,
mean,
or is that enough for
I
you to go
mean,
on?
he's. I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, but I don't think calling an entire group of people like that is like I don't think that's right. You can have your opinions on it
You
on
are
him.
American, I take it, yeah.
Uh, technically, yeah.
Okay, did you vote in the last election?
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to pretend that I don't already know the answer to this, but who did you vote for?
I couldn't vote because like
You
here
said
it's
that you
like
voted in the last election. That's exactly what I just asked you.
I thought you said could you? No. I could vote, but I couldn't because I am not in my I'm originally from a different I go to a different state for college and I couldn't vote in that state and I couldn't go back home to vote. So
So
I
why didn't you
actually
mail it
like
in?
yeah, yeah, to be honest, I don't know how to do that. How to like do all like the mail in ballots and all that stuff.
All right, okay. So assuming that you could have voted,
Yeah,
who
Trump.
would you have? Yeah, all right, okay. Well, that's surprising. Literally, absolutely nobody. Um,
Yeah, I bet.
okay, so why did you vote? Why would you have voted for Trump? What policy position did he run on this time that persuaded you to vote for him?
I would probably say cost of living, and then I would probably say all the wars and immigration.
Cost of living, okay, he has done literally nothing about that. He didn't even have a policy position about cost of living
Well, he
going into
has.
it. The
If
no new
if you
wars,
look it
that's not
up,
a
yeah,
no new wars is not a policy position. That's a I
I'm,
guess maybe a moral one, but he's also now
I'm
threatened war with war, but he hasn't excluded the forceful kind of takeover of the Panama Canal, of Greenland. He says he wants to buy Gaza. He said he wants to invade Canada and make it the 51st state. He's man. This guy cannot wait to get into war. Cannot wait for it.
I'm more so talking about the end of the Russia-Ukraine war, which actually, if you saw, he there's a 30-day ceasefire that I think Russia still needs to. That's the last thing I did see on the news, but I think Russia still needs to agree. Zelensky's like promise to sign it, and so I do think like the when it comes to the war with Russia and Ukraine, I think that he'll do a good job. Like I think that he's already doing good with that. And then when it comes to the cost of living, I've living here. I already like cost of living. It is still up because of like a lot of stuff, but it's going down a little bit.
Okay,
So
so what is the policy that Trump influenced to get passed since the 20th of January that would affect the cost of living?
well, I mean, if well, I don't really. I don't know if there was a policy, but he's definitely it's
Well, you said
some.
that he
He's doing
ran on a
something.
policy to affect the cost of living, so he surely should
You didn't ask
have
me
a
for
policy, right?
policies.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't.
Yeah, I
You
did.
asked me for.
That's what led us into this exact conversation right now.
You said why did I vote for Trump, or why would I
Well,
have
yeah,
voted?
and yes, and I asked you what policies that Trump talked about on the campaign trail that convinced you to vote, that would have convinced you, or sorry, that convinced you to, if you could, have voted for him in the previous election. That's what I asked you, and you brought up the cost of living and two other things. And you
I mean,
have
yeah,
now,
it's
and
down
I
right
have
now.
now asked you about the policy that he influenced to get passed that directly affected the cost of living, and you have now said that there is no policy. Once again, I have about 50 combined people that can fact check you on the spot right now. Do you really want to play this game?
Bro, why are you getting so mad? It's not your country.
It's not my country, but this shit affects the entire fucking world, and do not even think for a second that it doesn't.
because my family who are literally, I have family in Ireland. They said that their
Listen,
lives aren't getting
what
that.
the day-to-day life of somebody in Ireland right now, Donald Trump is not affecting. However, if he continues with this tariff nonsense, if he continues fucking bolstering wars throughout the entire fucking world, then Ireland is absolutely getting drafted into it. Ireland has just, this is in only in the last week, we have the first fighter jet of our entire country's history, and we have been promised 4 more. This shit does not happen overnight. This shit does not happen just on a fucking oopsie daisy or on a preemptive thing. We don't spend billions of fucking euros in like investing in all of this shit just as a fucking maybe. This is preemptive shit. So don't tell me that this shit is not affecting people in every other country across the entire world. Don't even begin to say that shit,
Well,
because it's just
I
not
can't
true.
say it. I can say it because it is true, because that's what my own family have said, who live in.
Okay, I don't care what your family have said.
So
The
it's just
fucking
what you
facts,
say.
no, because the facts and stats say otherwise, and that's what I care about. I don't care about what some fucking anecdotal piece of fucking bullshit that you're going to bring up here. I do not care. I care about facts. I care about the stats, and I care about the reasoning. That's it. That's all I fucking care about. You don't.
How's
You
it?
care about your fifis.
My what?
Your fifis. Your feelings.
Nah, nah. I care a lot more than I care a lot. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, all right, okay, yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Listen, you have been
Yeah.
on here now for 26 minutes and 30 seconds, which I would argue is about 26 minutes and 25 seconds too long. So I'm going to move on to the next guest, considering this is getting absolutely fucking nowhere, and this is like arguing against a brick wall.
Thank
Have
you,
a
man. I
wonderful night,
appreciate
and
your
I'll
time.
talk to you again.
You too. You too. Much love.
How you doing? What's your
Well,
name,
Steven.
Agent